It's quite a pleasure and quite an honor. I see many friends here, many investor partners and people that had been here along the way. And thank you very much, Paulo, for giving us the chance and giving the space as to speak. So, what I'm here today is to tell you a little bit about our journey, what we're doing at Estable. Estable is the Spanish word for stable, for those who don't speak in English. And we're empowering the economy through stable coins. So let me tell you a little bit who am I and why I'm here. So basically, before starting my career, I was like, okay, do I want to play music or do I want to go to IT? And that's a big difference. And what I was dreaming was to have a virtual wallet where you can have all your money, because here you have everything in cash, right? This was 2008, so it's quite a long time ago, before the Bitcoin white paper. Then I started studying software engineer, and there I started having like this threat to be in the startup world. In the startup world, I started with the betting world. In the betting world, in 2010, we find Bitcoin. Bitcoin was the way as to escape all the restrictions for the payment section. And when I heard about Bitcoin, was like, whoa, like, this is huge. My life, like, keep on the betting, keep on the startup. We started with football, what was like then fantasy sports here. And suddenly I got to Bitfinex and was like, okay, this is really interesting. I want to be here. So I sent an email to Paolo and I said like, hey, Paolo, like, I want to be here. We did the interview with Will, who's here, and was like, interview me, Paolo, Will. Will is from England. He was speaking English quite good. My English back then wasn't what's now, and I was quite nervous. Went well, started. Back then we were something around like 20, 30 people. Quite interesting journey. Since then, like reporting to Paolo, great guy, has been the smartest people that I met, like really smart, hardworking. Started my career there, trying to do whatever was needed. And we find an issue, like the thing of Bitfinex, the thing of Tether, it's like they're globally focused. They're not going to each target and market. Each target and market has their own regulations, has their own risk. So what we're speaking with Paul, it's like, hey, let's do a spin-off. Let's do something for the local markets. Let's do something that complies in each of the markets. Let's not enter ourselves like getting the license. Let's not do the strategy. Let's do something where we provide all what we know, we provide all the technology, and we partner with smart, intelligent, and already ideally established local partners, and we give them everything that's needed. That's where the idea of Estable comes in. And we did it as a spin-off of all the technology that we had. And basically, it's a Tether-owned company. And well, we're trying to bridge the gap with the stable coins and the local markets. Okay, so what's the vision? We want to make stable coins simple. We want to empower everyone to be able to make payments. We want to make it not for the crypto native, you know, because sometimes when you go to this type of stocks and stuff, like the technical stuff like gets really complex, and it's not for the everyday people. So what we want to do is to make it really, really simple. It needs to be like a neobank, like a Revolut, something like that, but with stablecoins. Something that you go, you pay, and that's it. You don't want to know about technology. You just want the simple stuff. Like stablecoins have a lot of power. They have a power of movement. They have a power of opportunity. And we're here asked to exploit that power. So, in essence, what are the three products that we see that they're needed? So you need a simple wallet, something that you can use. You need something asked to do payments, and you need the stable coins. So that are the three pillars that we're focusing at the moment. Well, and you also need the network, and that's where we bring all the power of the network that we have. So what's the wallet like? It's a neobank interface design. It's quite simple. You have your currencies. It's something like, let's imagine a Revolut, for those who knows Revolut. You can have a multi-currency solution. We're not here to sell Tron, we're not here to sell Ethereum, we're here just for stablecoins, and well, for Bitcoin, because it's part of like the main coin. Maybe gold might be there, Tether Gold might appear, but ideally it's just stablecoins and that. It's payment focused. It's quite simple. You get the transactions, you see everything. It's like a neobank. It's not about like trading. It's not about like the price. It's more about like, okay, I have my money. I want to move it. I want to pay. It's for the everyday people. And how we partner with everyone, we do a turnkey solution. We give you all the technology. We put your label. We put your brand, and we give you everything as to be working. We get in charge of the technology. We get in charge of making everything to happen. And well, depending on the type of collaboration and how much we can go into it, and how much regulations let us go into, like, is how we go. Now, pay. What's pay? So, not sure if you've heard about Bitfinex Pay. Luis is here, that he was the one who pushed Bitfinex Pay. All the places, well, most of the places of Lugano, Switzerland, are receiving Bitfinex Pay. They have the McDonald's, you can go there, you can buy crypto. Luis was behind there. They put crypto payments into hundreds of places, and it's quite well known. So one of the things Paolo told me was, hey, you're doing this, like, why don't you bring Luis in, and you bring Bitfinex Pay into the service? We do the white label, and we can offer it also. What's Bitfinex Pay? Well, what's Stablepay now? Imagine, so it's the QR payment. Imagine something quite simple. You scan, you receive the payment, and that's it. And you convert it into your local stablecoin. You can receive Ethereum, you can receive Tron, you can receive Bitcoin, you can receive whatever it goes. And the merchant itself receives the local stablecoin. It's fast settlement, like depending on the network, it can be on the seconds. And it's flexible and settles like locally. Ideally, we have local partners that can send you, if you want the cash. One of the things that we're seeing, it's like if you don't touch cash, you can prevent having certain expenses on taxes and stuff, depending on the local regulations on each one of the countries. And local stablecoins, what we're planning on doing, it's like we're planning on expanding across the region, having a local stablecoin on each one of the countries of Latin America and Asia Pacific. For this talk, I put the Latin America, but we're also targeting Asia Pacific. And each one of the countries, we're trying to partner with banks, with PSPs, with crypto exchanges. And we're bringing all the technology, all the know-how, all the things that we have at our disposal as to make that work. Now, so you're thinking like, okay, we're in Argentina, Ezequiel was born in Argentina. Which one of these coins it's going to be the first one? So we're announcing Entropia. Entropia is going to be an Argentinian peg stablecoin. We have some local partners that we will be announcing later this week. We're waiting for some legal stuff to be finalized. I hate legal, but it's part of what makes us work the day-to-day. And ideally, Entropia needs to be like the digital cash, you know? It's to be simple, needs to flow. You want pesos, you can get them. You want to receive the currency, it's one-to-one, similar like Tether. And what we're planning on doing, we're planning on partnering with anyone who wants to be a rail for us that wants to expand. We can do some co-marketing. We can do integrations. We will be as transparent as possible, as transparent as Tether. We will provide reserves, proof of reserves, attestations, and whatever it's possible as to be as transparent as possible. And one of the things that's come really interesting is we find Macachain. Macachain, it's bringing stablecoins into simplicity. It's going to be announced also in the coming weeks, but it's something that I'm quite excited about and quite happy to find them along the way. So that's all. Thank you very much for being here. It has been a pleasure, and well, have a nice day.